Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get into the new week in the MLB. We'll get into the picks Monday, June 9th. Apologies, this video is coming out a little bit later than normal, but we do have 6:40 is our first pitch, so we will have a lot of time left. So hopefully you guys have that notification bell turned on. That's why you need to subscribe to the channel. So when you do subscribe, you have the notification bell turned on. You will never miss my picks. So make sure you guys all hit that down below before we get going. And we're going to be talking about this game coming out in the MLB, the first one on the card, as we look down at Outlier, Cincinnati and the Guardians, right? So in Cleveland, little Battle of Ohio, as we look into the first homecoming. I think this is the first. It may not be the first, but we look for Terry Francona returning back to Cleveland. And this is something where you talk about kind of Hunter Green, okay? This is something where I think that you look into his injury and what we have replacing him. Kind of interesting, okay? So we get the likes of Wade Miley, okay? So he has not pitched in quite some time. This will be the first start of 2025. He has had an 18 ERA to go off of this year, but as we look at kind of Ortiz at home, he's been fairly dominant, okay? I think this is I know the number's over $1.50. That's kind of above my upper echelon. I do like the Guardians here, okay? And we're going to take them to not bat in the ninth. I'm not as confident with the -1.5 at +135. However, I do like it. I also like the under 8.5. If you want to play the under 9 and parlay that with the Cleveland money line, I don't mind that quite a bit as at all. I think that what we see from Francona, he's going to have some scouting reports. He's going to have some alpha as he's used to a lot of these players that are still on the Guardians roster. And I do look for the Guardians to just have their way offensively against Miley. It's why I'm not giving out the under as an official play because despite Ortiz's success, I think that the Guardians have the potential to put up a massive amount of runs here. And if the Reds get 3 or 4, that kind of shoots the over or shoots the under before it even gets going. So my play will be Cleveland to not bat in the 9th inning. You can find that they're on DraftKings. It's a very much cheaper way to play it than just taking the -158 on the money line. So that will be my first official play back in the Guardians, okay? The next game of note that we are going to talk about, we do get Marlins and Pittsburgh as the Pirates host the Miami Marlins. The Pittsburgh Pirates have been playing some decent baseball, okay? I can't believe I'm saying that. And as we look at this game, it kind of sets up for a Pittsburgh win, okay? I think this is where the Marlins had their way with the Pirates earlier on in the year. But as we look at kind of they have, Yuri Perez, okay? He has not pitched in quite some time either, okay? So I like the Pirates here, -115. That would be a lean, no official play. All right, Cubs, Phillies, Zach Wheeler on the bump going against Matthew Boyd. And as we talk about the Cubs, this is one where they laid an egg yesterday, okay? They go on the road. They play Philly at home. It's going to be a tough go of it, all right? So Philadelphia -126 on the money line. That definitely would be where I kind of lean in that proposition. Also, Kyle Schwarber, stay hot, okay? So backing Schwarber against Wheeler, you're going to get some great plus money in that if you do want to target him. But I think that the Phillies, the interesting thing to kind of mention is they've really struggled with the absence of Bryce Harper. And right now you can see the overwhelmingly amount of support is on the Phillies on the run line. 72% of the handle, albeit 62% of the bets are on the Chicago Cubs, okay? This will be a no play for me, but that's just kind of where I'm at with my thoughts on this game. Brian Bayo going against the Tampa Bay Rays for the next game, a 7:10 first pitch, going against Shane Baz, okay? So as we look at this game, I think it does lend towards a conversation of fading Brian Bayo, all right? So I do like Tampa Bay quite a bit on the road. No official play, but -105 is where I would lean in that contest. All right, Braves and Brewers, interesting matchup. Chris Sale going against Aaron Savale. The Braves have been kind of, hard to handicap, and they do get their ace going on the bump, or at least their ace last year. And Savale has really not been doing too hot here in 2025, 5.19 ERA. The Brewers' bats, though, has been fairly impressive. One thing about this game, the total is set at 7.5. I would have this at a flat 8 or 8.5. So if you do want to trust my numbers, it does lend towards an over conversation. If the game was played in Atlanta, I would be on that. But in Milwaukee, this will be a pass for me, as I think that there is an avenue where Chris Sale just delivers and keeps the Brewers bats at bay. So no play for me. All right, Blue Jays Cardinals, this will be another play for me. We're going to back the Cardinals here at home, trusting the home numbers, minus 115. I know they kind of took 2 or 3 from LA, I believe, but as Palante takes on Jose Barrios, this is a great spot for St. Louis. Okay, they get Toronto kind of off of a interesting stretch of games, and I think that the Cardinals at home, we're going to trust their home record here. Hopefully the bats come alive, and we do get the Cardinals playing from out in front as they do take on the Blue Jays at home. So official play, St. Louis minus 115 on the money line. All right, the Athletics and Angels. Okay, this is an interesting game in terms of the over. 8.5 is the bar at minus 125. I lean over Kikuchi and no pitcher named yet for the Athletics. That's kind of how I would handicap this game. So for me, it's going to be over 8.5 or pass. Next game out there on the card, and this will be one that we do have an official play in. We're going to fade the Dodgers on the road again, okay? And we're going to take the Padres. I know their bats have been low, but as we look at them, both of these teams almost replicating their same record. And for all the people before the season taking the Dodgers team total wins, going over the 103.5, I think it was. It's going to be interesting to see how that shapes out as the second half of the season starts. But as Nick Pivetta has been pitching at home for the Padres, he's been very dominant. Dustin May, on the other hand, I just don't think that I can trust him in this spot. I think the Padres bats break out. So give me the Padres here, plus 104. Let's take them as a home favorite. All right, so Padres on the money line will be my will be my third official play. Last game, Mariners and Diamondbacks, that is worth talking about a little bit as we look at this short card. You want to talk about the narrative here with Merrill Kelly. He has been kind of decent, and this is something where I think that the Seattle Mariners here, I think that they do have some troubles with him. I would lean Diamondbacks in this game at home, but that's just a very soft lean. Minus 170 definitely indicates kind of where the action should be. The Mariners should definitely be an underdog here in this spot. At plus 146, I don't like them as an underdog, but I do favor the Diamondbacks. Just haven't really trusted them too much in their recent play, so I will stay away from this game as well. Okay, but Ketel Marte has been hitting the baseball well. Also, Merrill Kelly, you could take him in terms of his strikeout prop. I think that's going to be a very fair proposition. If he will get at least 5, in my opinion, here in this game. So that's about how I look at today's card. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. For those of you that have not done so, as I said earlier, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us here at TBM Sports. Little quick recap. All right, so we're going to go the Cleveland Guardians to not bat in the 9th inning. St. Louis on the money line, and the Padres plus 104 on the money line as well. Those will be my 3 official bets in this short card. Also, everybody tuning in to the Stanley Cup Game 3 tonight. A lot of our friends up north that are tuning in. It is what it is, but I do like the Cats at home. So go Cats, go, and let's back Paul Maurice and those boys. Hopefully they get the job done as well. I do have some futures money out there on Florida, so I would really like to see them take control of Game 3. Hopefully we get a little bit less scoring. I know this has been great hockey to watch. It's been probably the best Stanley Cup we've had in a while, and they're just trading blows. But I think that we get a little bit better goaltending for Florida at home. But Bobrovsky comes alive, and I just don't like Stuart Skinner. I think that if you watch these games 1, Game 2, I can make the argument that those totals should have been, anywhere from 12 to 13 goals in each game. I just think that they've been making some pretty impressive saves, and the offense has not been it has not been. They have not been lacking offense. We'll just say that. So that's how I view it. Game 3 for me, guys. I think it's Cats, and I kind of lean towards the under a little bit, but it's very hard to take an underplay here with the way that the 2 clubs have been scoring goals. So I like Florida though in this spot. All right. So those are my best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. Cheers.